Let's take a tour of the lodge at Mammoth Cave National Park. This is the sunset terraces that we're looking at, and I hate to be dramatic, but this might be one of the most run-down lodges at a national park that we've ever stayed at, and yet I'm going to highly recommend it. So what you're looking at right here is the very modern check-in center and kind of visitor area that you're going to start your journey at. This just opened in January of 2024 after a major remodel, and you can tell it is new, it is clean, it is bright, and really geared towards modern travelers. Inside, you're going to find a diner that is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to find a coffee house that serves Starbucks coffees. There's going to be at least 2 gift shops. There is all kinds of things, including a vintage stagecoach that is located inside the lobby area. This is the interior of the Green River restaurant, and they serve biscuits with dinner. We had green beans, I believe this was pork chops, also had some hard cider, some spaghetti and meatballs, and then we finished it off with bourbon pecan pie with the ice cream served on the side, and it was absolutely delicious. Now, the Green River restaurant does have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the food was really good. Surprisingly, they also have wines and beers, and they actually have a bar set up, so this was a good find. Now, if you go down the hall, this little area right there is a great place to grab some Wi-Fi for computer work. And then this is the coffee shop that serves up the Starbucks coffees that you have. And this is just one of the gift shops that there is available. Okay, so here's why we love it. So the building we just looked at was where you check in. Then you turn around, walk over this very easy to walk pedestrian bridge, and this is going to be the visitor center for Mammoth Cave National Park. It is a very quick and easy walk. In fact, we found it easier to park at the hotel and just walk to the visitor center, which is what you are seeing right now. So let's take a room tour. This is room 300 of the Sunset Terrace. All of the Sunset Terrace rooms have 2 queen beds. They sleep 5 people. There is air conditioning, there's Wi-Fi, there's a Roku TV. So it is a really vintage hotel. I believe this was built in about 1965. Honestly, I'm not sure how many renovations that it has had since then, but we found it quite comfortable, and the location is why you are staying here. So this is going to be your little coffee setup and some ice. And I focus on the air conditioning because it was so hot this day. We were so happy for good air conditioning. So this is the vintage bathroom. This is kind of where it's all like, a little cringeworthy. There's nothing wrong with a vintage bathroom, but the fact that it is so vintage with the cracking plaster and there's fixtures that have not been replaced, I think that's kind of the creepy factor. But things like this, the old school, it's like, I'm actually into it. It's retro. It's actually kind of fun. But the broken towel bar, that's a miss right there. I actually kind of like the tile. So it is a small bathroom because it's from another era. We happen to like that there was so much natural light in this room, but then you've got like the extremely vintage controls and things like that. But again, it was quite comfortable. And this is going to be the closet, nice and big. Honestly, you're going to get a lot more room than you do in some modern things nowadays. We actually came here from staying at an Embassy Suites for 3 nights. Honestly, this was a more comfortable sleep than our previous hotel, surprisingly. So the TV was just a Roku TV, did not have cable, did have a really nice, huge refrigerator, which was awesome, as well as a microwave. That blue thing is where you put cans in on the door, in case you didn't know that. And then obviously lots of drawers and stuff. I don't know how long you're actually going to be staying at this hotel. I feel like it's a 1-night kind of deal, but I guess if you're doing a lot of caving, you might be there for more than 1 night. The beds were quite comfortable, but this was janky. This was how I had to plug in the hairdryer. There was like toilet paper keeping the thing steady. It was weird. So now we're looking at the historic cottages, and these are just a very quick walk from the visitor center. You just saw the cottages. I'm panning around, And then this is the parking for that check-in area and where you're finding the restaurants. So all of these little cottages, they do have air conditioning. They do not have TV or Wi-Fi, but they do have their own bathroom. Now, as far as Wi-Fi, we never hopped on Wi-Fi. We have Verizon data, and it was way more than enough and super fast. So this is, again, the check-in area. They are building new family cabins next door. This is where the old historic hotel used to be, but those are going to be modern cabins that are coming in. And then this is the parking area for, again, the restaurant and the check-in for the hotel, probably the historic cottages. This is also overflow parking for the big visitor center. There is way more than enough parking at this location, which is nice to find in a national park nowadays. Keep in mind there is parking right in front of your hotel room at Sunset Terrace. So that was Sunset Terraces right there. Turn around, walk a few steps, and you are at trailheads that go all over the national park. It is that easy to get on a trail here. There's so much to explore beyond the cave. There is an old vintage rail car. Okay, so this is an actual post office that is located there. This is a camp store, which is great for the campground that is located nearby. This is one of those fun trails. It'll tell you what is in the cave right underneath where you're standing. So fun. So again, that was Sunset Terraces we just saw. I'm panning quickly, and this is where the kennels are. If you are traveling with pets, those are self-serve kennels. During our stay at night, there were deer everywhere. It was such a peaceful place to be walking as soon as the crowds left after the last cave tours. Now, we spent $156 for a one-night reservation in the Sunset Terrace. And if you do need an ADA accessible room, those have been recently remodeled with the 2024 renovations. So tell us in the comments, have you stayed here? What did you think? Did you like it or not? Let us know.